Hello, and welcome back to Tangle Tower. My name is Maybe Dennis, and last time we continued with the investigation and met with 3 new characters, that being Hawkshaw, Fitz, and Poppy. Hawkshaw being another detective trying to find out the truth to something else. I am not really quite sure yet. Fitz being a gardener who stays in the garden and gardens, and Poppy being a musician who is the same age as both Fiona and Freya, so that they were, very close to each other. But it seems like Freya drifted away slowly as they aged. But now we're going to continue with the investigation and talk about this chick. I'm not using that as a term for girl, but from the clear number of birds in this room, Android 16 would be super proud to be here. But yeah, we're going to continue with the investigation. Let's see what's in this room first. There's a lot to take in.
A rather magnificent bush, somewhat cruelly confined to a stone pot.
There's a letter P carved into the side.
I wonder if this butterfly will have anything.
Check out that butterfly.
Yeah.
Looks evil.
You know what? Look at it. It really does look evil.
Wow, judgmental.
And this is probably going to be the same with the
rather magnificent.
Yeah.
There's a letter P carved.
There's an exit here a little bit.
Those little windows down there.
I think they're there for draining rainwater.
Good point.
Oh.
Yeah, same exact response. What about the floor?
I feel like I'm standing in a giant bird cage.
You kind of are.
My little writing desk. It's kind of cute.
There's nothing written in the book, although someone's torn a page out of the middle.
Oh, is that going to be related to one of the pieces of evidence we have? I mean, actually no, that's a page written out of a book, but this is just an entire book entirely. So yeah, maybe it's here because this is the bird book,
They're bird cages, but the birds are coming and going freely.
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
yeah, it totally is. What about these
bird diagrams?
Yeah, diagrams.
And painted.
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff.
The mirror on the wall.
I don't like mirrors. They steal your soul.
How do you get your hair so symmetrical without using a mirror?
Yes, that's a good point.
I do it by weight. I can feel if one side is heavier than the other.
Oh man, they actually have logic accounted for this. What about this?
Does this count as being outdoors?
Kind of?
No. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, no. Alright, let's see this bird cage.
An especially fancy cage.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
Oh, bird cage. Oh, birds and cage. Aviary. 3 brightly colored birds in a heavy, ornate cage. Alright. Into our inventory you go. I think that's it. What about this chair, though? Oh, no, that is the person.
Oh, just beautiful. What is it?
Originally, I thought she was the mother, but no, it seems like the mother ran away, so she's probably gonna be like an older sister to Poppy.
Huh?
Sort of a delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
Sorry?
Your hair, dear! Which shade do you use? It's lovely! And that shape, you're really pushing the envelope.
Oh, thanks. I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Like Hawkshaw.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Penny
Is
Pointer.
that short for Penelope?
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables of it.
Oh.
Penelope sounds a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth, don't you think?
Sure. Yeah.
Alright, I guess that's what her character's like. The Ojo-sama, bird version.
20-something, Aquarius, love to travel.
20-something,
and nearly
I see.
all of my friends are birds.
Bird.
Travel. Where to?
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
Oh, I never knew about that word. Seems like every family member has like a special talent. Except for maybe the dad. I don't know much about Flora or her husband, but like everyone else has like a specialty.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangle Tower.
Because of the birds.
Well, birds.
Oh, no, because of him! Silly to admit, but I suppose I can't bear for us to be apart.
Oh.
Who are you talking about?
Fitz?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé, dear Fitz.
Oh.
not really the traveling type, you see.
Fitz fellow.
The very one.
You're engaged to a member of the Fellow family? That's interesting.
Huh.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our two families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether.
I can't wait to go back and present Penny to Fitz, because like I haven't heard anything about Penny from Fitz. And Fitz seems to really like Freya, at least from what I could tell. Yesterday.
I awoke early and headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there. Crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That, and he has a great deal of work to do every day. Watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help
Mulching.
him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
You stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside. Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Yes.
Officially 4, but in truth it's more like 400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course. And they often do. But I think they just like the company.
The
As do I.
birds. Aww. It seems like everyone in this goddamn like island is super lonely. Even like the husband and wife combination of Flora and Felix seem like they're not really
can
close
get
to each
into
other.
Penny's room now.
Oh.
Now, like, right now?
No, like later. I want to finish talking to her. So, what's your statement?
Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear.
Oh wait, she said Uncle Pointer, so that means it's not father-daughter, huh?
I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the Fellow Tower.
That seems like
Ran
it checks
up the
out.
stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong. A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz, too. Standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I see. Alright, people,
A fellow
Flora.
bird enthusiast. She's quite the expert, truth be told. Studied them professionally at one point. I think her father taught her.
Are you friends with Flora?
It's hard to be friends.
bit.
A little bit friends.
She's one for the peace and quiet. I dare say I'm a little too loud for her.
I can see that.
I do admire her, though, really. Always felt like she could have done better than settle for Felix.
Damn.
I said it.
Oh man.
I must say, I really don't care for the den of self-delusion that he's retreated into. People are better off when they just let themselves be themselves. Between you and me, I think Felix is secretly rather miserable.
So it seems like we've almost got every person. I think the last one is Professor Pointer, but I don't know his name, so we'll
She
see
mostly
later.
ignores me, if I'm honest.
How come?
Well, we're not quite on the same intellectual level.
Oh wow.
I mean, you don't need to.
No, it's quite all right. I'm comfortable with it. She's the most
Hawkshaw.
unsavory little...
Oh my god, you saw her eyes just like
incredibly rude about my appearance.
Which part? The giant bird arms, or...
If I were her, I'd go easy on the judgment of others. I mean, look at her. She looks like the ghost of a scarecrow.
You're not wrong.
I just wish Uncle Pointer would tell her to behave herself.
Professor Pointer? Why him?
Oh, it was Uncle that called her in. She's his responsibility.
Oh, okay.
Did you not know that?
So the uncle, Professor Pointer, called her in to find something.
She'd sit in the aviary, first thing in the morning, and paint the birds. Sometimes she'd ask me their names.
Freya was interested in studying bird species too?
No, just wanted to know their names. Isabelle, Clementine, Myrtle, Lysandre, Genevieve.
Got it, thanks.
For my 21st birthday, she gave me a framed painting. All the birds from a single spring, with their names written underneath. I can't begin to tell you how much I've treasured it.
Sounds like you two were close.
I feel like I always struggled to articulate my admiration for her, but she had a way of understanding unspoken things.
Man, I don't know who the killer is, because it seems like, at least, I mean, I know the killer would obviously lie, but like, it seems like everyone loved Freya.
Isn't he strapping?
He is big.
And so brooding.
Oh.
Kinda sulky, yeah.
I can never tell what's going on in that beautiful head of his.
It just sounds like you don't know him very well.
I don't remember asking for your input. Oh, did you talk to Poppy already?
Yeah, a little bit.
And did you make any notes of what she told you?
Yeah, I did.
Lovely. Burn them.
What?
Your lies.
Why would Poppy lie to us?
Because that's what she does. She's a snake. Looks like one, too.
Don't
Oh,
think you're being a
damn.
little unfair, Penny.
She started it.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Oh, she's beautiful. Who is she? Wait. Is that me?
We're like, oh, come on. All right. There's always so much evidence. Luckily, we're only doing this for one more person. Tangle Tower.
Oh, it's probably quite impressive. To a visitor, fresh eyes and all that.
Not to you.
Try living in it for 20 years. The sheen wears off. If it wasn't for my fits, I'd have little reason to stay.
What about inheritance? You're the next oldest pointer after your uncle, aren't you?
Well, thank you very much for phrasing it like that. But no, any money left in the Pointer family will pass down directly to Poppy.
Is that fair?
I couldn't care less, to be perfectly honest.
Hmm.
Finally! I get to see a detective's case file.
That's a very specific thing to be excited about.
Only last week I asked that miserable Hawkshaw woman if I could see her case notes.
I'm guessing she said no.
Would have been much more polite if she had just said no. Instead, she was quite rude to me. Accused me of being, what was it? A shallow sensationalist.
She would do that.
Goodness me. Poppy really doesn't take care of her belongings, does she?
It wasn't in Poppy's room. It was in the little pond in the garden.
Exactly! Hardly the place for it. I'm sure
Still don't
I've
know
read
this
about
harp
creature
statue thing.
somewhere. Don't remember anything about him playing the harp, though. I doubt Freya intended it, but the overall effect is a little unsettling. Don't you think? It's Flora that's the problem. She's an inescapably haunting presence, bless her.
Oh, you're not wrong about that.
Gaudy old thing, isn't it? Flora seems very fond of it. I've never understood why. But then I could say the same thing about her husband.
Heyo!
Heyo! I can't believe he actually said that.
Poppy's gramophone. She's had it for a long time. As a young child, she'd call it her mama phone, on account of it belonging to her mother.
That's cute.
Oh yes, adorable. Terrible.
You recognize it?
The color scheme. 3 different pinks. Obscene.
Ew. Disgusting.
That's rather sad. Freya doesn't take very good care of her paints, does she? But then she was always rather bohemian, had her own priorities. to carve wooden figurines of oneself, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, that little red and white one is supposed to be a bird of some kind. Very nice.
You've seen these before?
Yes.
I'm not in them.
Even this one of...
Yes.
Oh, I forgot. Fitz is giving a flower to Poppy.
I know a lot of people rather like this painting, but it's a little much for me. I find it overbearing. And for some reason, it makes me feel bad for Freya. I think she was more troubled than we knew. Somebody taking an interest in extinct animals.
Wait, it's extinct?
Oh, yes. The book is very old. Most of the birds in it are long gone.
Well, what about this bird, though? The ink dip.
This one? Well, it was thought to be extinct for a long time. Then one was found here at Tangle Tower.
So it's not extinct.
Well, it is now.
You misunderstand. It was the last one. The very last.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
It's that bird. But these must have been drawn at least a year ago. Oh, how sad. Ooh, a secret diary.
I didn't
That's
know I
our
could
best
make that
too.
noise. Oh!
Excellent. I don't know what that is. Ooh, delightful. More of a gemstone than a fruit, isn't it?
Inedible, too, I think.
Yes. At one point, I thought Fitz might be growing them to sell them. But honestly, I think he just likes the way they look. Oh, did Fitz show you that?
BP and
Not
FF.
Exactly.
We found it hidden under his bed.
Ah, right.
Oh, did she give that to him?
Haven't
Ah.
seen this one in a while. He lives in the music room, doesn't he?
Currently.
Looks a little simple for Poppy, doesn't it? I thought she was a grade 12 or something.
I didn't know there were that many grades.
I'm sure they invented some new ones just for her.
Ah, she's supposed to be a music genius.
I can't decide what's worse. How she looks here, or how she looks now.
Do you know who this is?
Oh, that's
In the photo?
Poppy.
Absolutely no idea.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Lovely.
Okay.
Oh, there used to be all kinds of birds here at Tangle Tower. The most fascinating breeds, all totally unique.
Used to be? There are birds all over the place.
Most of them are rather ordinary, I'm afraid.
What happened to the non-ordinary ones?
That is a very good question.
I'm not gonna answer that.
I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
So
They
there's
belong to you?
supposed to be
Why do you
four,
keep them in a
right?
cage?
They said she's in charge of 4 birds. Is the one on her head one of them, or is it missing one?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
I've already forgotten all 3 of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
You know how little that helps?
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head?
There's one on my head?
It's just my hat. It doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
It's just a hat. Who'd name a hat? Oh, there are no puzzles here. Okay, I'm gonna go to her room. We're almost done with all the rooms, actually. We've got 2 more. So it'd be her room and the room that the professor's in. But I want to go back to the lobby and just look at the family map tree.
What is
I
that?
think it's a family tree.
So, okay, I noticed this like a little bit later, but Flora is not Lady Fellow. No, Flora is here. She was a Remington, and there are a few Remingtons. There's Flora, Primrose, and Richard. So Flora married Felix and had Fiona. And then Freya came from Lord Fellow, who apparently had 2 kids. One was probably infidelity. with Selena Stonetop, and then they end up coming back. So here, let's look at the pointer. So there's the Lord and Lady Pointer, and then there's gonna be Percival Pointer with Primrose Remington. This is the mom that Poppy was talking about. So it's once again the Remington. And then on this other side, there was a Pandora Pointer and a Buck Bradley, Buck Brackley, who had Penelope. So Penelope isn't actually like super related to the rest. She is cousins with Poppy, but Percival is an uncle. I don't know what happened to Pandora nor Buck. There's just a lot of family members here. It gets a little bit confusing. Oh, wait. Oh, Fitz is a half-brother to Fiona. Oh, okay, I didn't even notice that. Because Fitz is, well, son of Flint and Emily. Okay, there, this is a big family tree. Glad we got that cleared up. Alright, in that case, let's go to her bedroom, actually. Penny's room. Alright, no one's here.
Ever get the feeling you're being watched?
All the
The
time.
mannequins don't have eyes, though.
That's not a comforting sentence.
Tree.
Looks like nature invited itself in. Rude. That's a big window.
What about this plant?
That's some flower.
It's a heart on the
There's
pot.
something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
Potted flower. Penny's room. A brightly colored flower with an unusual shape. It looks very healthy and well looked after. The soil in the pot looks fresh and moist. It's also an unusual blue color like all the other plants in this game.
It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds?
Look closer. Puzzle? Ah, we got a
Nope.
puzzle.
They're wooden.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
Too bad. Saw the position of the 7 birds. So we have... is this gonna be like matching up the colors and what they combined into? I think. So maybe brown's in the middle. Oh, we can't move the yellow one. Alright. Oh, we can move the yellow one. Alright, admittedly, I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna try this.
Nope. There must be some logic to how the birds are arranged. Something to do with those white lines.
So I know several things. One is the blue and yellow are looking different directions. One of them have different levels of eye closedness, and you know, obviously the color as well. Just don't know how to connect. So maybe it's like this plus this makes the middle, and then so green's supposed to be the middle. Maybe. Not sure.
Nothing.
I think the birds are related to each other.
Related to each other. I need another hint. I'm really confused.
I guess that's
I'm
wrong.
gonna hope for another hint.
It's a family tree. The colors and eyes combine as they go down the family line.
The colors and the eyes combine as they go down the family line. Ah, okay, got
You
it.
need to start with blue and yellow at the top.
Ah, I thought... Okay, it's a family tree, that makes sense. Originally, I was doing this because blue and yellow makes green, and they are looking directly at each other, but no, that makes sense. That helps a lot, actually. So it's gonna be this. Yeah.
Oh, that was it.
Nice work. Did the door open? What's in there?
What's in there? Now I'll get her! Crumpled paper. Penny's room. A ripped piece of paper, crumpled into a ball. Red flower petals were found inside. A message is angrily scrawled onto the paper. Now I'll get her! The flower petals originate from red roses, growing on the rooftop garden. That's suspicious. That's pretty suspicious.
Anything in there?
Bed sheets.
That's not even remotely suspicious.
Books?
Penny's books. Mostly novels.
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them. We already solved it.
Oh, I forgot that's what it was. Right, it was this. More cages?
No, the birds can easily get in and out of those cages.
Well, if that's true, can they even be considered cages?
That's a good point.
That might be the most pointless staircase I've ever seen.
It's not super pointless. You use it to go up to another level.
A little tea set. Looks recently used.
One of the cups has tea in it.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed.
Birdseed, of course. Should
A
have
little
realized that.
bedtime reading.
Let's see. Romance novels, detective novels, and this one appears to be both.
Nice.
Hope they're not shipping us together.
That bed. It's like something from a fairy tale.
Does it feel warm over here, or is it just me?
No, you're right. Maybe the bed has some kind of heater.
It's not coming from the bed. It's coming from the wall.
What? So there's heat coming from the wall, but I can't actually click the wall.
That
It
bed.
talks about the
Does it
bed.
feel it's not
So,
coming from
maybe if I click the wall here?
You know, the bird.
No, okay.
That's true.
I don't think there's anything else. Oh, what about this?
This is the fanciest room so far.
Too fancy.
Too fancy.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Alright, I can't find anything else that might be useful, so I'm going to go to the next room. The last room. Hello, the astronomy tower. Ah, that's where the professor lies.
What is it?
Ah, it's clearly some kind of large device.
it's big.
You're not wrong.
What about this?
You know, I've always wanted one of those.
A mechanical solar system? What would you do with it?
I would solar it.
I would look at it.
Puzzle.
Wait a minute. Earth in the middle, sun on the outside.
Ah,
How old is this thing?
the geocentric thing. Ah, rotate the 5 planets. You got 2 sources of light. I don't really know what we're supposed to be making, to be honest. Honestly, I have no idea, so I'm just gonna take a hint.
Nothing.
So there are 2 ways to move the shadows. Rotate the planets and rotate the sun and moon.
Okay, yeah, but what were we supposed to make? I noticed that there are lines here, but are we supposed to make it so that certain areas are, like, covered in the shadow? I'm not sure which side, though. But I'm gonna take another
I
hint.
guess that's wrong.
I think you just need to get the shadows to line up with the shape on the base.
Ah, so that was it. Huh. In that case, one of them will have to be here, and then... Ah, so something akin to this. Ah, gotcha. This could actually be kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Hey, there we go.
I got it.
I'm impressed. Did you hear that? Something unlocked.
There's a little hatch underneath? What's in there?
A bunch of paper. Looks like somebody's research.
Ooh, bugs. Oh, a golden one. Golden Beetle, Astronomy Tower. Various research notes and diagrams. 4. The Golden Beetle, named for its exoskeleton, composed of mineral, approximately 90% identical of gold, has a lifespan of several years. It fends off predators with a loud hiss. Records of over 95 decibels. Yeah, that's pretty damn loud, if I recall. I don't really know decibel measures, but that sounds pretty damn loud. And by being completely undigestible, this mistid has a somewhat spurious reputation for causing ill fortune for those that see it. Originally, I thought it was a scarab, but I guess scarabs are, like, similar to beetles, I think. I see. I wonder how that'll be, useful. Books.
A Spyglass to the Stars. Volumes 1 to 12.
They're in very good condition.
What about this?
A bell jar. It's empty.
What do people normally keep in bell jars?
Bells.
Other than bells, you mean? It's too cloudy to see any stars right now.
Not for him.
It's also daytime. Pretty.
What about the floor?
There's something kinda disappointing about this room. I just expected a bit more from an astronomy tower.
Oh, does it not compare to all the other astronomy towers you've been to?
Got him. What about this little
Trinkets.
thing?
They're clearly gizmos.
And this painting?
There's something kinda...
Oh, never
just
mind.
Does it not compare?
I thought that was relevant. I thought that was a croissant over a moon. I don't know why. I want to eat some food now.
There's something kinda...
Desk.
No, it's tidier than my desk. Oh, the notebook is untouched. It's completely blank.
So? Even the most well-used notebooks start off blank.
This picture?
A picture frame.
With no picture.
Wow, what about the coffee mug?
It's full of tea.
Criminal.
Yeah.
It's a chart of the solar system. Which planet are you from, Sally?
I'm gonna kill you. What about this area?
Yeah, it's too cloudy.
It's also daytime.
No, same
Pretty.
thing. Alright, what about the telescope?
Let's at least introduce ourselves before touching his telescope.
Always a good roll.
What about this thing? Not really sure what it
Trinkets.
is. Oh, just more
They're
trinkets.
clearly gizmos.
Alright. Let's talk to him.
Listen. Do you hear them? The stars. They're whispering.
Sure they are.
So quiet, and yet so loud.
What are they whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance. We are
Oh,
but
come on.
specks of dust, you and I.
Mm-hmm. Could this speck of dust start by telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality, as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Helpful.
Okay. Tell us about yourself.
Me? Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh, no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Just a hobby, you know.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh, dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return, nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Okay.
Tell the cosmos I say hi.
Yesterday.
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening.
That's true. Some people found out about this because he was rushing towards the room. If I recall, in Hawkshaw's testimony, he was being kind of, like, rude, too.
I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
It's not technically wrong. So now we've gotten the statements of everyone, but man. kind of forgot a lot of them. Some of it seems consistent, some of it doesn't. But time to present everything.
A listless soul drifting through the ether.
What's wrong with her?
Not sure. She's always been troubled. Comes from a dysfunctional family. I'd say you could ask her about it, but I think you might find that to be a bit of a dead end.
Oh man, a wise boy, aren't you?
He should learn to make the most of his lot in life. And he does have a lot in life.
You're talking about money?
Among other things, but yes, he currently has agency over a small fortune. That is, if he hasn't already squandered it or lost it.
You two don't get on?
Oh no, we're the best of friends. Ah, yes, the heiress of Tangle Tower. Goodness knows what'll happen when she takes charge. I dare say she'll confiscate my telescope and replace it with a microscope.
She doesn't seem to be the type to impress her will on others.
Still, keep an eye on her. Dangerously intelligent, that one.
You sound jealous. Wait, are you two science rivals?
Oh no, we operate on very different wavelengths. Literally.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hard to read, that one, but she seems to know what she's doing.
She's kind of mean.
You know, I simply
Meanie.
assumed all detectives were sharp, rigorous, and thorough. Then, of course, I met you.
Come on, man. I've solved at least one case.
Nobody could deny her talent. She was remarkable, artistically gifted, but also highly intelligent.
Those two things aren't mutually exclusive, you know.
Was she ever interested in astronomy?
I don't think she was. The fault may well lie with me for failing to inspire her. But I think she was captivated by more tangible things here on Earth. My daughter loved her. Fiona, too. That said, in the last year or so, more and more I've begun to notice her by herself, wandering the gardens at the most peculiar hours. She must have explored every inch of the grounds 100 times over. Quite a restless spirit, I think. I'm surprised she chose to live at Tangle Tower as long as she did.
That does sound... Maybe that's what is in one of the tapes.
What do you want me to say? He's the gardener.
He's a member of the family.
Yeah, but not the Pointer family.
I mean, he'll
What
be
happened to
soon,
his
right?
parents, do you know?
His father, Flint, is Felix's brother. Strange man. Don't think anybody knows what happened to him, but he certainly doesn't live here anymore.
What about his mother?
Emily? I've not met her. She never actually married into the fellow family.
Oh.
Her relationship with Flint was, it was short-lived.
Yee.
My Poppy, my pride and joy. Exceptionally talented pianist from a young age. She... Hold on. Why is she on your list of suspects?
Because she's a suspect.
Oh, no. I can personally vouch for her innocence. She'd never... Well, the truth is, she loved Freya very dearly.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened to Poppy's mother?
Primrose? She was Flora's sister, a Remington by birth. The playing field has never really been even since she left.
Where did she go?
Away. She went away.
I see. Actually, do I? No, she said she left, but like when Poppy said her mother left, it sounded like it was her physically leaving, but when Professor Pointer said that she left, it sounded like she died.
Ah, Penelope, our resident ornithologist.
Penny's your niece, is that right?
At this moment in time, until she marries the gardener.
She'll still be your niece.
But she'll depart from the world of the Pointers and join the Fellows. Like rats deserting a sinking ship.
Damn, he really separates the Pointers with the Fellows.
I don't especially want to talk about myself.
Yes, you do.
Introspection often leads to vanity.
Wait, does it?
Why don't we discuss the moons of Jupiter instead?
I'm not sure if we have time. Aren't there like 10 of them?
83.
Oh god.
Yeah, we don't have time.
All right, all the evidence. Tangle
so
Tower.
which one is Tangle Tower?
What's that?
There are two towers,
Yes.
right? Flora's tower and your astronomy tower.
Neither? Truly, I have no idea. You'd have to ask Flora.
She named the house?
The whole thing is a result of her squabbling with her family.
With Felix, you mean? Her husband?
No, her brother and sister, and her father. The Remington family was a rather tumultuous little unit, you see. I don't think Flora has spoken with any of them in over a decade.
Case
Not
files.
exactly a wealth of information, is it?
It's enough.
Isn't the process of decay fascinating?
It's not really decaying. It's plastic.
It's becoming one with nature, all the same. A very old statue indeed. I'd recommend you leave it well alone. The poor fellow's in bad enough shape as it is.
Well, that's suspicious. He doesn't want us touching the harp statue.
I find that painting to be in rather bad taste.
Oh, yeah?
The knife with real blood on it? The whole thing is rather vulgar. Curious little thing, isn't it? Do you know what she keeps in there?
Nothing. At the moment. It was empty when we opened it.
How bizarre.
Can't a woman keep an empty egg in her room?
Gosh. Don't look at my empty egg.
Pointer property originally, purloined by the fellows. Typical.
Oh my god.
I haven't seen that tape for a long time. Who broke it?
No idea.
Ah, well, possessions are fleeting, my friends. Here's a thought. Do you suppose the paintbrush could be the murder weapon? After all, it was found at the scene, right next to Freya's body.
I guess it's possible.
Is this important?
Possibly.
This is supposed to be Felix, is it?
I think so.
I see he's afforded himself considerable artistic license. This
Yeah, he's
looks a
trying.
little rushed, even by Felix's standards.
At least he tried.
Yes, I suppose it's good for the old fellow to have a hobby. Keeps his mind from decaying, you know. These were drawn by Freya. She must have drawn that one of Hawkshaw rather recently.
I guess.
Freya was well acquainted with the abstract, I'll say that much.
What does it look like to you?
To me, it's a big, red thing.
What a
Dang.
fascinating interpretation.
He's right, though. It is a big red thing.
That's a very old book, isn't it? Looks like someone could have taken better care of it.
I like the look of a well-read book. Better than one that's never been opened.
Ah, well put. Yes, very nice. Where is that bird of Flora's? It's been a while since I've seen it.
It's probably gone.
A diary can be a wonderful outlet for an outpouring of one's soul.
How do you know it's a diary?
I suppose I don't, but it does look like a diary. What's this?
It looks like it might be a telescope. Thought you might know something about it.
Well, it certainly is a telescope. It has a part there to screw onto a tripod, you see. It's rather small, though. I'm not sure you could see many stars with it.
No, probably not.
Fitz seems rather keen to grow things like this in his greenhouse, doesn't he?
What's wrong with that?
Well, you can't eat it. Makes you wonder why he bothers at all.
I mean, you can't eat flowers. I mean, I guess you can, but like, people still grow them anyways.
Oh, you found a murder weapon?
Steady on. It's just a gardening trowel.
Looks like a weapon to me. Curious creature, isn't it? Some sort of amphibious bipedal fishman.
Playing a trumpet.
Playing a trumpet, yes.
Yes.
Oh, my. This is the first piece that Primrose ever learnt on the piano. Primrose, that is Poppy's mother. She passed it down to Poppy when she started teaching her how to play.
Poppy's piano teacher was her mother?
Of course. Warms my heart to know that after everything, Poppy still has it up on her wall. What a precious photograph. She hasn't changed a bit, has she?
Who?
Oh, if you don't know, perhaps I don't either. I've seen those earmuffs before. They're the ones Fitz always wears when he's out the front gardening.
Always wears?
Whenever I've seen him, yes.
Huh. I mean, I forgot who it was. I think it was Poppy. She said that she saw them and just put them on the thing.
I think you may wish to adjust your threshold of what you consider to be a clue. That's rather a small cage for 3 birds, isn't it? But then, aren't we all trapped in a cage?
Oh God.
What kind of flower is that?
We're not
Potted
sure.
one.
I think it might be the only one of its kind.
Primrose would know. My wife was a floriculturalist. Best in the field. That's a flower joke, but she was.
Interesting.
Well now, that is most definitely none of my business. Quite possibly none of yours either.
No, that sounds pretty incriminating. I'm guessing from like the amount of space we have, we're just gonna get 3 more pieces of evidence.
So, we found some research. What's up with this golden beetle? Is this something you're studying?
I can't help you, I'm afraid. I think it must be something left behind by a previous inhabitant of Tangle Tower.
No,
I'm not the first scientist to ever walk these
Don't lie to
halls,
me.
you know.
Well, it wasn't in the halls. It was in your astronomy tower.
oh man, come on. All right, please tell me there's something else.
That's all the statements.
Let's go over them all.
Yeah, I'll definitely need that. All right, we got through all the rooms, so. Talk to the suspects about your case. All right, we talked to all the suspects. Actually, before that, I want to probably present all the evidence we have to everyone, just to, clear our bases. What do you have to say about the
Can't
professor?
say I've ever taken an interest in Uncle's astronomy. On occasion, I've dared to visit him in his tower, but I always regret it. It's all just a little too abstract for me.
What do you mean?
Oh, did you know the sun is apparently over 400,000 miles wide?
Okay.
So what should I do with that information? How does it help me?
You've got a point.
Don't look at me. You're the one who memorized it.
All right. Well, what can you tell me about the potted
yes,
flower?
It's my, my flower.
You don't like it?
I'm no good at caring for plants. I forget to water them. Birds are much easier. They're a lot more vocal when they get thirsty.
Do you at least like the look of the flower?
The look?
The colors? The shape of it?
Between you and me, I think it's a little vulgar.
Oh. What about this golden beetle?
Not a fan of insects myself. Whose research is this?
We were hoping you might know.
No, can't say I. Freya, perhaps. I know she was always very fond of grubby little things like this.
Noted.
Noted. What about this?
That's rather strange now, isn't it?
We found it in your room.
Just lying around, was it?
Nope. You'd hidden it, but we found it.
We do that.
Who's the her in the message? And what's the deal with the petals?
It's really none of your business.
Huh, that's very suspicious.
There's something about those petals we found in Penny's room. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
Yeah, all right, this will be her dialogue option. Suspicion.
Yeah, we found this.
Oh, that's nothing.
You wrote, "Now I'll get her," on a piece of paper and hid it in your room. That's not nothing.
Actually, it's not the message I wanted to ask about. It's those red flower petals.
The petals.
They're fake, they're from red tulips, they're from red roses. Red roses?
They're from red roses. And there's only one place in Tangle Tower with red roses.
We need a clue. Something that shows the roses. And who they belong to.
The only thing I can remember is Freya's drawing. Here's a picture of a red rose, so I'm gonna go with
It's a
that.
drawing of Fitz and Poppy in the rooftop garden. See what Fitz is holding?
I can't imagine what you're getting at. But it doesn't matter. I couldn't have taken anything from the rooftop garden. It's only accessible from Fitz's room or Poppy's room. How could I have taken something from a garden to which I have no access?
Is it really only accessible from those 2 bedrooms?
For most people, it would be. But don't forget, Penny's the resident ornithologist.
My dears, what are you accusing me of?
Alright, it's brain time. So something was used to spy, was used to kill, was stolen from. The rose is not here anymore. Okay, and here we have steal money from, didn't work, distract them, steal evidence from. They're planning a murder, steal money. I want to say this. One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz, but it didn't work. Distract them, steal evidence. Maybe distract them?
One of Penny's birds
nah.
was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz and distract them. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
Maybe just to spy on them? Nah, steal evidence from them.
One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz and steal evidence from them. We know those 2 have been spending time together in the rooftop garden. I'm guessing you got paranoid. Wanted to know what they were up to.
Makes sense?
I'm just not the jealous type.
She
I
seems
would never suspect Fitz of anything like that.
She seems to really like Fitz, and Fitz, I still haven't seen his response or attitude towards Penny.
Besides, Tabitha hardly ever leaves her cage. She's certainly never flown up to the rooftop garden.
We need a clue to compare with Penny's birds. Something to prove one of them has been in the rooftop garden.
Is it this? No. Found resting on the tongue of a large stone frog.
Let's take a closer look at these.
I mean, I think this matches this. So this was left behind when it visited the rooftop garden.
This yellow feather was left behind by Penny's yellow bird when it visited the rooftop garden.
Oh god, the music.
I can't stand it! Knowing the 2 of them are hidden away up there in their private little garden. I couldn't risk spying on them myself, so I asked dear Tabitha to do it for me. I knew she'd be able to bring me back some evidence.
Sorry, Penny, but are you not overreacting a little?
You don't understand. Fitz is slipping away from me. He's so quiet with me these days. But being with Poppy seems to bring him out of his shell. I don't know what he sees in her miserable little... I apologize. This really isn't your burden to bear.
I see. That makes a lot of sense. So she's jealous of Poppy. Huh. Poppy, what you got to say about the new evidence that we found? Oh my god. So first, let's do pointer.
Eavesdrop what the stars are saying. Earthly tether, slowly fraying. Floating, helpless from the worst of jealous hunger, selfish thirst. Take a moment, kneel and meet the flowers growing at your feet.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this one.
Feathers flashing in the light, from a sunbeam gleaming bright. I shield my eyes and turn my head, but all at once I've been misled. Light is shining on the stage, but through the railings of a cage.
Okay. And some new evidence.
I think it's kind of cruel to keep 3 birds in one cage like that.
Does Penny not let them out to fly?
Oh, she does. She must do. But I don't think they're allowed to go far. Penny can be a little protective.
Oh yeah.
Never seen that one before. Was it in the greenhouse?
No, we found it in Penny's room.
Right. Those petals.
What about them?
Roses.
It's nothing. They're just unusual.
Golden
You get some
beetle.
Weird insects around here, but I've never seen one like that.
I'm not sure anyone has.
Freya might have. She used to keep beetles in a box in her room.
Oh right.
Why?
For fun, obviously.
I forgot. Fitz said that Freya used to give her a box. Oh, listen to Poppy's poem. So we got we got all of them. But yeah, she said that Freya gave Fitz a box to put stuff in. Yeah, that was relevant. All right, Fitz, what can you tell me about the Omicus? Forgot his eyes glowed. All right, Pointer.
I imagine you don't visit the astronomy tower too often, do you?
No, but I still see Pointer, sometimes. He's always curious about what I'm growing in the greenhouse. Asks me about the birds, too, and insects. He's pretty clued up on his evolutionary biology.
I didn't think there was much overlap between astronomy and biology.
All right. Oh, I'm curious about Poppy
Poppy
first.
and I are friends.
Oh, I can buy that. Dark clothes, blue hair, an average of 3 words per sentence. Oh, 2 peas in a pod.
She's very kind, and she has an interest in plants. Unusual flowers, mostly. I've been teaching her.
Right.
Is something wrong?
What about Penny, your
Penelope
fiance?
is my fiance.
Don't take this the wrong way, but Penny doesn't really strike me as your type.
She's not who she pretends to be.
Oh,
think
she was
she's-
smiling.
Well, they make assumptions.
And how's the relationship doing recently?
Good. It's good.
That was an awkward pause. Oh, we got a lot of stuff for you.
What's with the broken glass? Poppy's piano music. I remember when she started learning. She's improved a lot since then.
Yeah, that's generally how it works.
Right. Of course.
Any idea who this is?
No idea.
No one's gonna tell us
Wait,
straight up.
Those are mine. The earmuffs. They went missing about a week ago.
A week
What do you need
ago.
earmuffs for?
I use them for gardening sometimes.
Why? You don't own a chainsaw, do you?
No. I wear them while I'm gardening, and it stops people from trying to talk to me.
No.
It's genius.
That's so smart.
We found these up in the rooftop garden. Do you know how long they've been there?
No, could have been a long time. We don't ever really clear up the rooftop garden.
Why not?
Nature is unruly. In truth, it prefers to be left alone. Penelope's 3 favorite birds. She's very protective over them.
Are they like her pets? Do they have names?
They do.
Oh, they have names. Penelope loves to name things.
Do you remember what she named them?
I do not. A flower.
Yeah, it's a flower. We found it in Penny's room.
Okay.
Mean anything to you?
Why would it?
Come on.
I don't really go into Penny's room or anywhere in Pointer Tower. I just don't have a reason to.
Even though she's your fiance.
I've seen beetles with brightly colored shells, metallic shells even. They're relatively common, especially around here. There's a difference between that and actual gold.
It can't be actual gold. Gold is just inside the earth or whatever. You can't make it. It's called alchemy. It was a whole thing.
Okay, what about
Those
this?
petals, they,
What?
they're red.
Okay, that's it. Alright, nothing else from him. We got a few more people. Hawkshaw. I feel like I'm gonna do the rest of these, presenting whatever evidence is available, and then maybe do like the statements next episode, where we start to try to actually piece things together. Alright, we got a lot more stuff. Fitz.
I'll say this. He's well suited to physical labor.
That's a nice way to put it.
Fitz spends most of his time alone in the greenhouse. But I heard he's been breeding experimental flowers. In secret.
Whoa, scandal.
I just wonder if he's getting restless.
Pointer.
Professor Pointer's a respectable astronomer. Keeps himself to himself. What?
No,
We're
what?
just surprised.
That was the most polite you've been about anyone.
He is my client. He does pay me.
I find her rather embarrassing. Little more than a spoiled child.
Penny
Spoilt.
must be at least 25.
27. Just makes it worse. Poppy has remarkable musical talent. She could be famous, wealthy even, if she wanted to.
She'd probably have to leave Tangle Tower first.
Quite. The people here are surprisingly materialistic, considering how sheltered they are.
Materialistic?
growing this fruit simply because it produces a gemstone-like material. For what possible purpose, other than financial gain?
You're speculating.
What would you do, Grimoire, if you could grow valuable stones straight from the earth?
I would sell them. I mean, what?
This is a potential murder weapon, is it not?
I don't know. I don't think the murderer would leave the murder weapon just lying around.
I think you'd be surprised as to what people leave lying around. Some breed of amphibious humanoid, potentially bipedal, although none of the statues show the creature's feet.
I guess, well,
Ah.
no.
That's a good point.
Is that a clue?
Dunno. It was important enough to be framed, though.
I framed my law degree, doesn't make it a clue.
It doesn't make it important.
Same? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm smart too.
Who's that?
Not sure. It doesn't really look like anyone we've met so far.
Strange. One of 3 statues depicting the same creature. This one is wearing headphones. Perhaps they belong to someone who likes music.
They're not headphones. They're earmuffs. For blocking out sound.
Perhaps they belong to someone who doesn't like music.
Perhaps? Oh, she changed her mind real quick with
Do
that.
you also have a pile of leaves as a clue?
Oh, not yet. Did you see some suspicious leaves?
Good retort.
3 birds, 1 cage. What makes them worth keeping cooped up, I wonder? Would they not be happier flying free?
But then they might fly away from Tangle Tower entirely.
I wonder if they would. You consider that important evidence, do you? Where did you find this?
Do you have any theories about where this might have been?
Or who might have had it.
I have several theories, but they are my theories, and I'm not going to share them.
Then we're not gonna share our stuff.
These people really are ridiculous, aren't they?
Alright, that's it for Hawkshaw. Let's go on to the next spot. So I think the next one would be Fifi. Over here. There are 2 more people we need to talk to. After Fifi. Hi, Fifi. What do you gotta say about Fitz?
Name, Fitzfellow. Age, 24. Profession, cryptobotanist. Likes soil, dislikes electric lights.
Hang on. Cryptobotanist?
Okay, I was kind of confused.
That may well be his preferred label. Mine, however, is more accurate.
The science.
You and Fitz not see eye to eye, Fifi?
We do not.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so. He's well over 6 foot and you've got to be just barely 5.
So, what's your problem with him?
Exactly 1 week ago, I witnessed him sneaking up Pointer Tower. He was making every effort to avoid detection.
So?
He was also carrying a knife.
Oh. Ain't that interesting?
Name, Percival Pointer. Age, 57. Profession, none.
I'm pretty sure he's an astronomer.
Oh yes, of course. How uncharacteristically forgetful of me.
Oh, they have beef.
Name, Penelope Pointer. Age, 27. Profession, ornithologist. Likes, birds. Dislikes, insects. Notes, Penelope is very beautiful. I have never had very much in common with her.
Aww.
Name, Poppy Pointer. Age, 19. Profession, Apparently Poppy has defaced my notes. Under profession, I had of course originally written pianist, but she has crossed that out and written the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
Okay.
This belongs to Professor Pointer, does it not?
No, I don't think so.
Who else would own such a pointless little telescope?
It's a telescope.
Oh yes, it has a telescopic lens. It can only be used for looking at things that are far away. The fruit here has a unique chemical makeup. It makes them completely pointless, unless you wish to cut it down and sell it as a precious stone.
It's not edible.
Depends
On what?
on the structural integrity of your teeth.
Anything is edible if you bite hard enough. Okay, no, it's not. It's
That
not.
blade,
It's a troll for gardening.
it is.
Oh. Oh, this is the blade that Hawkshaw was probably talking about for Fitz.
Why did Poppy leave shards of glass all over this statue?
What makes you think it was Poppy?
The statue lives in the music room. Who else would it be? An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Why's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming enough to ask.
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
is it anything
Aww.
to do with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere.
She thinks that she's into Fitz.
Who is that in the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have no idea.
What's wrong?
Earmuffs do not go on statues. What a mess. Penelope should tidy up after herself.
These weren't dropped by Penny. They were dropped by birds, I think.
My argument stands. I am scared of birds.
Why?
It is an irrational fear. I have no suitable explanation.
Oh,
Okay.
It is a flower. It reminds me of something, but I cannot say what. Who is this her to whom the message refers?
well, I don't know exactly.
Kinda do.
Then how can I meaningfully evaluate this object? Next! Now this is interesting. Where did you find it?
In the astronomy tower.
And yet, it does not concern the field of astronomy.
Nope.
In fact, you could even say that entomology is the exact opposite of astronomy.
Yeah, you could.
I would not say that, however.
Oh,
Oh.
you wouldn't?
No, it would be quite naive. To study science in any field is to study the connections between all matter in the universe, living or inanimate.
Okay. Alright, 2 more.
There's something about the report of Fitz going up Pointer Tower.
Yeah.
Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
We'll go later.
There's something about Hawkshaw's handheld microscope.
Ah.
Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
We'll do that later. I heard a boom after we observed some of the evidence, so it's kind of nice that they actually have that. Let's ask about some new people. What do you know about
Quite
Hawkshaw?
the character, eh? A fellow member of the Order of the Crimson Cloak.
Is that a real thing?
No, I just meant because we both wear, you know, red capes of a sort.
Has she questioned you yet?
If you call that questioning, she seemed bored by everything I had to say. I heard on the grapevine. Supposedly Hawkshaw is searching for some rare item. Something called the Golden Beetle.
Ah, that's why she was
Honestly,
curious.
It's
Okay.
probably a bunch of sensationalist rubbish.
You reckon?
Quite sure. There is no treasure called the Golden Beetle.
How do you know?
Because I would have heard of it.
Ah, so that's what she was trying to find. That's why she was in the greenhouse. She was trying to find the metallic beetles that Fitz said was, you know, common in the greenhouse.
Fitz? I don't trust him. He's slippery. Never commits to anything. Brain like an onion.
An onion?
Did you two have an argument?
No, but my daughter doesn't like him at all. And I trust Fiona's judgment entirely. She's a very vigilant young woman. Poppy's a good friend to my daughter. Always has been. I think they get on well because they're so different.
Different like how?
Poppy is, she's quite introspective, good with feelings. Fiona, not so much. Still, Poppy always seems to be sulking about something.
The heavy, heavy price of emotional intelligence.
Pointer.
Percival Pointer. Good old... So,
Wait,
what
I
do
didn't
you
click
reckon,
anything.
Is he the murderer?
I don't know, maybe. We still need...
That is not information we're willing to share at this time.
I'm just saying, keep an eye on him. Holds on to a lot of bitterness, does old Pointer. Just because he's always struggled to support his family. Slightly pathetic, really.
And how long have you known?
Over 35 years.
Childhood friends? Rivals?
Don't know if I'd do him the honor of considering him my rival.
Penny.
Penelope seems to have really settled into a groove. She struggled a bit when she was younger, always a little estranged.
How come?
Well, she was mostly raised by her uncle, and he really only makes time for his own daughter. Now, of course, she's bringing the two families together through her marriage. It's a nice gesture, heartfelt, but futile.
Oh, but futile. Oh god, we have a lot for him.
These drawings are quite precious. I'm surprised Flora let you see them.
What happened to the bird? Did it die?
I don't know. Seems likely, though, doesn't it? Why would someone lock up a book like that?
We think it's a secret diary.
Aha! a teenager. Funny, aren't they? Why don't you ask Fiona about that one? Looks like her area of expertise. That looks like it might belong to Fitz. I've never seen that before. Looks valuable.
It's like treasure.
Now this is still in very good condition. Apart from the crack, of course.
What about those shards on the inside of the horn?
Looks like somebody broke a glass and was trying to conceal the evidence. Cunning. I've never been one for music. Why not ask Poppy instead? Oh dear.
Do you know who this is?
Not a clue.
Man, everyone is avoiding
The
that.
statue was up in the rooftop garden.
Yes, it's been there a while. You can see the brass is slightly tarnished by the elements. But it's not too bad. Might be salvageable. Is that a clue? Really?
It might be.
It was useful for something.
Bizarre things, aren't they? Penelope seems rather attached to them.
Do you not feel sorry for them in that little cage?
Come now, I'm sure they could leave if they really wanted to. That looks like it might belong to Fitz. Goodness me!
Goodness.
What's this all about? Some kind of rare jewel?
I'm pretty sure the research is about a real insect.
If it's made of gold, then it's made of gold.
If it's gold, it's gold. Yeah. Alright. Last person, Flora. Tell me what you know, or not don't tell me because you say nothing, but tell me what I need to know about these things. Oh, she's so creepy all the time. Alright,
We spoke to
Hawkshaw.
I assume she didn't get anything out of you either. I bet that really ticked her off.
She seems so happy about
have
that.
anything to do with each other? Other than your initials. You know the guy in the other tower? Weird astronomy professor guy?
Can you see him from your window? Can he see you?
What do you know about Penny?
Nothing.
I can't really imagine those two being friends, to be honest.
You never know. Do you and Poppy get along?
Nothing. Shocker. Grimoire, what could you possibly be writing down?
Oh no, I gave up making notes ages ago. Now I'm just doodling in the margins.
Oh, so relatable. So relatable. Alright.
I like these drawings, Flora.
Is there a reason why you wanted us to see them?
Oh, nothing. Okay. Nothing.
Do you recognize any
Oh,
of these
something.
feathers?
Okay, not really.
Do you know anything about these birds? Or birds in general?
Alright.
Do you know anything about this beetle?
Golden beetle. Okay, wow. Yeah, that was not very helpful. Alright, so I've shared all of the evidence with all the people I know. We still have some statements that we can ask these two about. But I'm gonna do one last thing, just because I'm curious. And I'm probably gonna call it there for today. I'm still really curious about this puzzle.
I'm still not sure about this thing.
Should we take another look?
So, it doesn't seem like it can be solved yet. This might be like the final puzzle to something, and maybe like the golden beetle is hidden behind it or something. But yeah, I have absolutely no idea. But it doesn't even have a submit button, so maybe it is the final puzzle, and this stops people from the lack of submit button will stop people from finishing this game frame one.
Later.
All right, but that was interesting. Yeah, so we've met all the characters. Today we've spoken with Penny and Pointer, or Percival Pointer. Oh, I didn't notice that if you click them, you actually get something like this. But yeah, I think next time I'm gonna start with Fitz. I'm gonna start here and talk to him about his thing, and then do the same with Hawkshaw, and then we'll look at the statements. If there's any more that pop up, then I'll tackle them. But yeah, I think I'm missing a few pieces of evidence. Not 100% sure what to do now with it, but we'll find out eventually as we progress through the game. We'll save that for next time, and until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!